Hey guys, this is a purple passion fruit vine, and I grew it from seedling that I got from a friend. And honestly, I didn't think it was going to be this vigorous, but I grew it from seed just this past year, and then I put it in a pot when it became a youngling sap. And you can see, look at this tree trunk. It is so big and so vigorous. So I put it over here for it to grow, and inadvertently it is extremely vigorous because it has grown into this pot. This pot here I have is for the June plum, and honestly they both have rooted into the ground. Like, I can't separate them, I think, without cutting, and I don't want to cut it right now even though it is September, almost October. So they're gonna have to go inside, but passion fruit and June plum can't tolerate frost. Technically they can't get down to 40 degrees, so it's gonna have to go inside the greenhouse. But I didn't want to do anything with it right now because, as you can see, it's starting to flower, or it looks like it's fruiting. Look at that ant on there. So this is what it's doing right now, but I think it's just a pod for the flower, and then the flower should open, and then it should fruit if it gets pollinated. This is my first year growing this kind of the purple passion flower. Now I do have the one that is frost tolerant. It dies back, but it comes back every year. That's more native to the south, and it's almost invasive, I want to say, and I'll show you that in a moment. But this one cannot tolerate cold, so it will die back. But you can see I've got little pods that are gonna go into bloom right here. But it is almost situated in a bad spot, and I didn't think it was gonna grow this big. I had it in this little pot thinking it could just stay here underneath the shade of the June plum. You can see how thick this June plum is, and it has actually produced clusters of fruit. Last year it produced cluster of fruit as well, but it dropped off before it got big enough to eat. You can see this year they're getting to be bigger. I did lose some to the ground from the storm we had, the hurricane that came through. But you can see it's dropping the littler ones, but thankfully I've got some big ones that I'm hoping to mature before the frost hit so I can actually taste it. This will be the first time I've actually tasted June plum since, oh my gosh, since being raised and grown in Vietnam until I was adopted. So I can remember the taste in my mind, but that's totally different. Like, you can kind of recall the smell and scent, but to experience the taste again would be pretty amazing. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Over here you can see, here I actually had to come in and help unrestrict it. So with the vine that's growing right here, it's very vigorous, and you can see it latches on to everything. And even over here, it's latching on to the vine of the fruit. You see that fruit right there? And it's like almost girdling it, suffocating it. So what I had to do with the other one is go in, of course, and cut it right there, and then unwind it. This one looks like it's going to be pretty substantial trying to unwind it. Looks like it got girdled quite a bit right there. So definitely don't put them too close to your fruit trees because they want to latch on to all your fruit trees, or anything they can get their hand on, climb up it. So you can see here, and you don't want it to girdle it because your fruit will drop if it doesn't get enough nutrients, like right there too. Can you see it? Sorry, I'm trying to get it to zoom in, but hard to do this only two-handed. But over there you can see it's starting to girdle that area too. So I have to cut it out. That's a cluster of 3 right there. Got a couple cluster here, and I did come in and I actually, it had some more flower pods for fruiting, but because we're so late in the season, I just came in and snipped it off. So that way it could put its energy into the fruit that is already on here. So I can enjoy it before the frost hit. So this is a big cluster and I should really thin it out. The thing about the June plum is that they are heavy flowers, and they were literally, I've seen it last year even, and I didn't do a very good job of it, but they will flower and fruit literally, like all their energy will go into that to give you all this kind of fruiting. And so what you want to do is prune back some of the flowers so that the energy can go into the fruit. And last year I just let it flower and all the pollinators loved it. But this year I cut some back. You can only see there's only a couple clustered, this one being the biggest one, and then there's, you know, one or two here. But they flower. There's like 1,000,000 flowers on them. I'll show you another smaller one that I have in a different area that their flower is so big, and I'm literally having to take the time to just snip off the flowers. But so hindsight, don't plant the passion fruit next to any of your fruiting trees because they will choke it out. So I will show you these when they flower. Hopefully they will flower before first frosts come. I'm going to take you over to the other area where I have the passion fruit that comes back every year. So it's kind of native to the area. This is the passion fruit that is native to the area. It is invasive because I had it in one spot and I thought it was pretty. I left it alone. And I think what happened was the dog took some of the fruit and it got spread everywhere. It's literally, I didn't plant anything in this raised bed, and they just came and they multiplied. And you can see they drop all the fruitings, and of course all the seeds will germinate next year, as well as the root system. It never fully dies. It dies all the way back down, but the root system is still there, so it'll come back every year. The caterpillar love this passion fruit vine. You can see that right here, and they will basically decimate it as well. So I kind of let Mother Nature do its thing. If they, you know how you grow a plant as a sacrificial thing, if you have a certain kind of bug that loves it, they'll come and eat it, and then hopefully the rest of your plants will be okay. That's my thought on that anyways. A couple more here grown from seed. You can see these ones are not as vigorous as that one over there, so it must love its spot. But you can see it's actually rooted into the ground already. See right there? It did root into the ground, and I pulled it up thinking I'll start overwinterizing some of these. But there's so many of them. I'm not sure what to do with them. I don't have the... Oh, look at this spider and its eggs. I don't really have the space for it, but you can see how vigorous it is. So we'll see what we're going to do with them. So I've got a couple more cutting. And then, sorry, I'm going off track here, but look at this. First year jackfruit seedling. Look at how big this one is. And this one actually is the biggest one out of all of them, even though they all seed at the same. And it's rooted into the flower bed, so I've got to dig it up comes winter so I can put it in. But you can see all the cutting I have. Not cutting, sorry, all of the seedlings. And I also have more seedlings. I don't even know what to do with them all. So many of them, and I can't really take them all in. Here is another June plum. This one isn't doing as great. I'm not sure why. It's same amount of sun as the other one, but it just looks like it's stressed. Now this is the one I had the previous year that died back from the frost. You can see all the cluster fruiting, and I came in deadhead right here and there because it was sending so much flowers. Look at this. Look at the cluster over here. And you can see all these fruitings, but I don't think they will go to mature. and so it's kind of wasted. So I guess it's better to have some that mature so you can actually enjoy, as opposed to having so many. But literally the cluster of flower is like triple the amount of fruiting you'll get. Those are the only ones that set out of all the flowers that it grew. And look at this one. This one's got, whoops, see, they're starting to drop off just because they're so heavy. But you can see here the amount just on this one limb. It's like literally a cluster, like 20 fruit. Over here, so see how it's still sending out new flower over here? It's still trying to grow fruit for you. And honestly, at this point in time, we're in end of September, beginning of October. I don't really want to set fruit. So this is what happens. It'll set fruit. It'll set flower, sorry. It'll set flower like this. Then it gets pollinated. And all of these tiny little, see that little tiny thing by my thumb? All those tiny little things will become one of these. And one of these little things will produce a fruit. And you can see, it's very prolific. And then from this size here, this size, it will grow into this size, which then will grow into this size. So I'm just going to come in and just deadhead. So you can snap it off, but since I have my nifty pruning shear, I'll just come in and cut it off. And that way it doesn't spend its energy into trying to fruit again. You know, there's not enough time for these guys to get big. I mean, even these guys, so. But I'll let it just be here until we move it in. See where we go from there. All right, I thought I would just update you on my June plum and the passion fruit. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope your plants are being fruitful and bearing you guys fruit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.